What is going on, guys? Good morning. Yep, it's still morning time. Good morning, guys. How you doing? Hope you all guys are having a great day. It's Alonzo here at Fit Life Training Studio. And this video is for any moms, or even if you're pregnant, or just recently had a kid, or you've had a kid in general, and you want to get a flatter stomach, right? You want to get that baby pouch away. Like, you're tired of looking like you're pregnant even though you had your kid 2 years ago. So I'm going to address one of the number one things that needs to happen before you can ever make that transition, if you will, of getting a flatter stomach. Now, I know you may think like you're a guy, you don't understand. I get it, I got it. But it's my job to know information, to do my research, to study, to always improve so I can help get my clients the best results possible. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into the number one thing that's going to you need to solve in order to get that problem solved. All right, so I keep wanting to say it the wrong way. Recti diastasis. Diastasis recti is what happens to about, I want to say, a third of women after their pregnancy. Now, you may not hear about it until you start to train or you want things to happen, or you may not hear about it at all. It is what pretty much in simple terms, right, is when your left and right ab completely separate, right? Because we all know, yes, you have kids and you go through pregnancy and your body goes through changes, right? But the main job of the doctor and the nurses is simply just to make sure you're alive, you're healthy, the baby's healthy, and they can send you guys home healthy. They're not concerned about you getting a flat stomach. However, you are probably thinking that a couple months later, like, oh my God, how am I gonna get rid of this weight? How am I gonna get rid of this baby pouch? Or even before you even have the pregnancy, I know a lot of moms are thinking of, oh my God, I'm gaining this weight. How am I gonna get it off? What I'm gonna do? Oh, and if that's you, go ahead and give me a like and a love on this video. I definitely appreciate it because you know what I'm talking about. So it's when the left and right abs separate. So if you look at your ab muscles, right? There's a line that runs down the center, right here. There's your belly button, right? These are two separate pieces. And if you guys watch my video on core training, if you're doing it correctly, this will make some sense. If you haven't watched it yet, strong suggest you go back and watch that video. But here, there's a line. Here, you have your right ab, your left abdomen, right? And what happens during the pregnancy, as you know, is that that completely gets separated during pregnancy. As your stomach grows, right, that gets bigger and bigger because it has to make room for the baby. And when you go to give birth and you're pushing, it just separates and separates. And it can get pretty large at times, right? A normal incision, like not incision, but a normal space here is about 2 fingers, 2.5 fingers, right? That's the normal space in between. But during pregnancy, that grows to probably over 4, maybe even over 4 fingers because it has to make space. Now, that's the simplest term, and especially even more so when you have a C-section. When you have a C-section, then they cut that area, so it's definitely a totally different conversation. So that's the simplest term what it is. Now, it's a gap of more than 2 fingers between your abdomen. Now, I know a lot of women who, and I'm going to back up just a little bit, guys. I know a lot of women will go about trying to fix this the wrong way, right? And a lot of women don't know about this because no one's telling them. No one's saying, hey, do you have this? I know a lot of times when I ask women who just had a baby, I'm like, have you been diagnosed with diastasis recti? They're like, what's that? And I'm like, okay, it's pretty much when your abs separate, and I go to the explanation like, no, I've never heard of that. And most moms, most women don't unless they get with a trainer or a health professional who knows about that kind of area. Now, I'm not an expert at it. I just happen to train a lot of women who happen to have it and who happen to end up getting flatter stomachs by us training. So anyway, so a lot of them will go about trying to do this the wrong way, right? And as you see, like they'll try doing crunches. They'll try doing excessive ab work. They'll try doing core machines at the gym. They'll do cardio thinking that's going to get rid of that baby pouch. And while everyone is different, for the majority of them, of you, I guess if you will, it never really fixes the problem, right? It never really fixes it because they've never really correctly retrain their core. Now, of course, the younger you are, we have teen moms out here these days, so it's a show called Teen Mom. So the younger you are, maybe a little bit different, a little bit easier, a little bit quicker. But the older you get, in your late 20s, not saying it's old, but in your late 20s, your 30s, even into your 40s when women have pregnancies, that's harder to do. So what I want to tackle today is two things. One, I want to show you how to check to see if you have it, all right? If you're a new mom or if you've had kids, I want to show you how to check to see if you have it. And number two, I'm going to go over my top 4 exercises that I would recommend that you get started with. And there are several of them out there, right? There's a ton. These are just the top 4 I picked because they're easy, they're simple, and just about everyone can do them, all right? So the first thing you want to do is, if you have had a child in the last year or 2 years, whatever it may be, and you're going to the gym doing these ab machines and you haven't seen results, stop doing that today. Like, stop today, stop doing that. Because you haven't gotten results from it, so there's no point in you to keep doing it, right? If you still have that baby pouch, still have that pooch down here in that middle section, that means you haven't quite really solved that problem. Now, that's number 1. Number 2, always keep in mind that, yes, this will help, but also, too, if you're still eating like crap and you're still eating like you're pregnant, then all this means absolutely nothing, right? Because you're still going to have that pooch because you haven't got rid of the fat around the area, all right? But this still is going to be helpful for you anyway, all right? So let's go over the first step, is how to check to see if you do have it. So give me a couple seconds to adjust the camera, and I'm going to just angle it down so you guys can see. And we're going to go into this real quick, all right? I'm going to just point it down to the floor. Perfect. All right. So, how to first check and see if you have that, right? So the first thing you're going to do is lay down. Lay down on the floor with your feet flat, right? Feet completely flat on the floor. Head neutral, right? I want you to completely relax. Completely 100% just relax your abs. Just take some deep breaths, completely relax. Now what you're going to do is take either hand, that's what matters. Take that hand, place it behind your head, right? Now what you're going to do is take, let's say your left hand, or you can be your right, take your right hand, doesn't matter. Take 2 fingers, right? It's usually between 2 to 2.5 fingers, but I don't know what 2.5 will look like, so I'm just going to go with 2. That's the easiest thing to do. Take 2 fingers, place it right above your belly button, right? You should feel that separation there. Now, as you crunch up, your goal is to try to get your ribs to your pelvis, but you're not just trying to jerk yourself up. You're trying to squeeze with your core and bring it up this way. And you're just trying to push here, that separation. Now, you should feel that separation there. Now, if you feel that you can fit more than 2 fingers, if you fit more than 2 fingers, it's a problem. That means, yes, you do have diastasis recti. Now, right in that section, all right? So that's the easiest way, the simplest way to test for it, to see if you have it. Now, if you do have it, ladies, if you do have it, then, again, the next step is to take action on how to improve it, how to start training correctly so that you're training to get your core back rebuilt. Because right now it's completely, excuse my language, it's completely ripped apart. Like, it's completely just effed up. It's fucked up, right? It's been separated. You've had a kid. All this is all messed up. Now, if you have gone through a C-section route, right, they cut you and things like that. Now, yes, you're right. If you're thinking this, well, so-and-so celebrity, they were back in 6 weeks. You know what? You're probably right. And they probably had surgery to go through that. Or they probably had a trainer who knew what was going on and just constantly, every single session they worked on it. Or they spent a couple $1,000s to go have surgery just to go in there and surgically reattach their abdomens together, right? You never know. But this is for those who stay at home and have to do this, all right? So the next thing we're going to go through is how to solve that problem. So it's called TVA breathing, TVA breaths, right? That's the transverse abdominis. Now, for those, again, going to reference back to my core video of how the anatomy of the core works, the TVA is the deepest muscle in the core. The deepest muscle in the core. So when you're training core, this is the underneath the six pack, underneath the external obliques. This is that wall that wraps around your entire abdomen from front to back all the way around. Now, what TVA breaths means is pretty much, you can do it sitting, I'll do it sitting. Pretty much is that what you're trying to do is you're trying to pretty much take a deep breath in and pull in your belly button to your spine. Yeah, that hurts. As much as you can, right? Pull it into your spine as much as you can while still being able to breathe, right? So it feels like you pull it in. Some people say breathe out. Some people say, that's another one. I mean, hey, that's not me, but so you'll suck it in and you'll, whatnot. And really all you're trying to do is to get that TVA re-engaged. You're trying to get it to rebuild itself, right? To get used to what that feels like again, right? Because right now, again, it's separated. So you're trying to get that done back reattached. You can do this laying down as well, this way, right? Of sucking in to your spine. Doing that. So that's TVA breaths, right? Me personally, I like sitting up here and doing it and sucking in because you can really feel all of that coming in and breathing out. So that's the first one. The next one is bridges. Now, bridges is not just for the glutes and hamstrings. It's also help to build that abdominal wall, that pelvic floor back up again. So, again, all of these are going to be designed or have the same common goal is to get that core re-engaged. Get that incision pretty much from that maybe like a 4 or a 3 down to a 2, maybe even a 1, right? That is the goal. So next one is the bridge, right? Now, and I don't have one, but you know what? I'm going to use this puppy right here. Now, if you have like a yoga block, that'd be very helpful, right? So what you're going to do is take this between your legs, and you're going to squeeze. Again, it may not be this. If you have a yoga block, that'd be helpful. Or a medicine ball, even a towel, right? That's a thick enough towel, you ball it up, and you're focusing on squeezing that towel, right? And then raising up at the same time. Now, even though you think this is glutes and hamstrings, which it is, it's also helping re-engage that core, those abdominals, right? And then back down. Raise it up, and back down. It's very important that you sync up your breathing when you do this. Very important you sync up your breathing when you do this. Because if your breathing, it's not synced up, well, it won't make a difference. Like, I'm out of breath right now. Jesus, man. Whew. But that's how it should feel. Like, you should feel out of breath when doing these. All right? So that's number 2. One more time. Go over here. Again, if you have a ball, a yoga block would be helpful. Feet flat on the floor. Raise up. Feel the here, nice and tight. Here, tight. Come down. Right? So that's number 2. The next one is toe taps. Right? So you're going to bring your legs up to a tabletop position. Right? And all you're going to do is slowly, while keeping this tight. Thing is that you want to be able to keep that nice and tight, that sucked in, right? That TVA breath sucked in as you lower down and tap your toe and bring it back up. Again, you want to lower it down, tap your toe, and bring it back up. Now, if you find yourself, again, ladies, I'm telling you, it doesn't take a lot to work the core if you do it correctly. But if you find yourself that, holding your head up, holding your neck up is becoming difficult for you, then break it down into just a couple reps at a time. So maybe you're here. Maybe you start relaxing your head first. So head's on the floor, everything's on the spine. Lower back is flat on the floor, going down. Again, you're keeping that TVA breath sucked in all the way. again, as always, it doesn't take much. Honestly, if you start off doing 5 to 10 reps on each leg, take a break, all right? Whew. The next one is going to be heel slides. Now, I have shoes on, so it's a little difficult, but pretty much what you're doing is keeping one leg bent, keeping that sucked in, and all you're doing is sliding that heel in, right? You're sliding that heel in. Slide it in, push it back out. Keeping that in, keeping that breath tucked in, slide it in, push it back out. Again, 5 to 10 reps, then you're gonna switch. Again, it's keeping that TVA breath the whole time as you're doing this. Push, God, jeez. Push it back out. Alright, so again, suck it in, belly button to spine, bring it in, push it back out. Again, oh God. If you probably can't see, but I'm sweating right now. Again, if you do this the right way, it does not take much breath. I'm gonna go ahead and stand up, guys. But I'm just gonna flip it back around so you guys can go over this one more time. So, went over the 4 exercises, right, to help you guys. If you recently had a kid, or if you just had a kid and you're trying to figure out why that midsection has gone away. So again, it is called diastasis recti. That again, the doctors probably did not tell you, and you have to figure out yourself. But it is why you probably more than likely still have that pooch. It affects 2/3 of women out there. I'm gonna say, actually, you know what? I'm not gonna go that exaggerate. Well, I'm gonna say it affects about 30 to 35% of women who go through pregnancy. It's probably even higher now, because no one really knows about it and no one really is going about it the right way. So, again, it's when the left and right abs completely separate. It causes a gap of more than 2 fingers right here, right? We went over how to test for that if you need to go back and watch the video, right? Then what to avoid. This is what you don't want to do. That's why it's in red with the X's. You don't want to do crunches. You don't want to do excessive ab work. You don't want to do core machines. You don't want to do excessive cardio. Yes, it will help you lose weight and all that kind of stuff, but it's not solving the problem in the midsection. All right, what you do want to do, again, these 4 exercises right here will help you get that diastasis recti fixed, solved, lower, make that point here smaller to where it fixes it, right? Again, there are the exercises in my 4. TVA breaths, bridges, toe taps, heel slides, all right? Those are my 4 exercises that I would start off, that you should start off doing if your goal is to get that stomach back a little bit flatter, not the baby pouch, all right? But again, as I said before, you can do these things. They're always gonna be beneficial, but also a better nutrition plan as well. When I say the plan, not a meal plan, just eating better, making better choices. Cut out the crap, heavy sugar, the heavy carbs, all that kind of stuff. Not saying carbs are bad, but you know what I'm talking about, like the Portillo's cake shakes, the Five Guys, burgers and fries, you know, the things like that, right? All right, guys. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and love, and share it with your other mom friends out there, your other friends and families or coworkers who may be dealing with this and they don't know what to do or how to solve it. So please share the video, give it a like, give it a love. I would greatly appreciate it. And I hope you guys have found this useful, because again, I want to talk about reality things that you are dealing with or that my clientele deals with on a regular basis. Again, I train women that are 30 to 55 years old. Well, 30 to 60 really. And actually my oldest is 64, I'm talking about. 30 to 65. And these are things that they deal with on a regular basis. So I want to make sure that my training and things that we do here is all about helping them improve and get better, all right? So if you want more of this kind of information, go ahead and give a like and a love. I'll continue to put these videos out there. If you feel like you need direct help, you say, hey, Alonzo, I know, I hear what you're saying, but I need more help to keep me more accountable. Go ahead, comment my name, Alonzo, below, and I'll reach out to you. All right, guys? Hope you all have a great day, ladies. Talk to you soon. Bye.